What's up guys, it's Matt Collins-Jones here, also known as D365 Geek, and today we are talking about Power Automate. We're talking about the CDS Current Environment Connector, and we're going to look at setting party lists. But what is a party list? A party list is a group of data that is kind of separated inside of Dynamics in a field. So think of something like an email. You can send an email to multiple recipients. You can separate them by semicolons, and each one of those represents a separate email address that then represents a single person or organization. It's the same thing in CDS or Dynamics. If you are sending an email through Dynamics, through like server-side sync or old school via the email router, you could set up a party list in the sort of two recipients and separate that out by data. We tend to do it via contact or account or record type. You can also specify in an email address and change a setting to allow that. But it's the idea of having grouping pieces of data that are all kind of together and setting that in its own little field. So let's take a look at it. Now, what I'm going to show you first is I'm going to show you the CDS connector. So the CDS connector works slightly different than the current environment connector. So if I click, so I'm in Power Automate. I've got a CDS current environment flow, which is inside a solution, and this is a trigger, but we're not really going to worry too much about this trigger. Next, we'll click Add Step, and this one here, this second action down, this is actually the other CDS connector. So if I click on Create a New Record, I can choose an environment, and I can choose an entity. So if I choose appointments, for instance, we'll scroll down until we get to appointments. We click on that, and then it's going to load the schema for that appointment entity. So we do have some things. We have like end time, start time, subject. Is this an all-day event? So we have things that are very familiar to us in terms of appointments that we send out via Outlook. And if we continue scrolling down, we have like things like regarding, actual duration, things like that. Now we do have a couple of things missing. So we do have owner. So owner of an appointment is usually the same person that is organising the appointment. I think, no, we don't have an organiser in here. But what we don't have is recipients. So who is attending this appointment? Like who else is attending this appointment? We don't have any of that information. Who's an optional attendee, who's a required attendee. None of that information is available to set via this create an appointment. Same thing for emails. So if we scroll down to email messages in this list, and we wait for the schema to pull back, here we go. So we do have some other things in here. So we do have a from, so you can specify who the email is coming from. And we do also have two recipients as well, where you can put the email address of the recipients. But what we don't have is we don't have CC, we don't have BCC. So we are missing information using this connector. So if I delete this step, delete that, click on New Step, and type Common Data Service, choose this one, this connector, because this is the current environment connector. Click Create a Record, create a new record. And then now if we scroll down to appointments, once it pulls back, there we go, pull back a list of entity types. We have appointments here. Then that's going to load a list of fields, and we start the same things with like end time, start time, and subject. We do have all different regardings. This is one of the differences in the connectors, is the current environment one gives you all these different regardings that you can specify on records that have regarding, like appointments. But we also have this activity party attribute. So we have activity party attribute name, and in here we have optional attendees, organizer, and required attendees. And then we have a box for the value itself. So in this instance, I could choose organizer, for instance. No, actually, I'll choose required attendees. And then in here, I can specify the attendee that I want to add in. So I'm going to set this to a contact. So if I go to contacts in my CDS environment here, I need the GUID of this record. So I'll use level up, I'll get the record ID, we'll copy that to the clipboard. That's all good. And then what we'll do in here is we'll set it like we usually set a lookup in CDS. If you don't know how to do this, check out my video here, and I will show you how to do it. So do / and then we'll do contacts. We'll open brackets and then we'll paste in that GUID data there. And that's how you set a required attendee. I go back up to the top. I can put in an end time. So I'll use a formula for this. We'll use hours. Hours, we'll put UTC now, and then we'll put 3. And start time, again, I'll use another formula for this. I'll use UTC now, just because these are really easy to do. And subject, we're going to type in test app 1 in there. So I've got my required fields done. I've got my attributes in here. Now I can add more attributes. I can click add new item, and I can choose, this person will be the organizer, this will be a required attendee. And I can do this for as many people as I need. I also do have the option to switch this from, these ellipses here allow you to delete these things. I just have the option here to switch this input to an array. So if I click on that, it actually changes it into an array, meaning that you could, if you needed to, and you had other, multiple people coming in, and you had those values in an array, you can actually put those directly into here, like that. Else, you can get this nice and easy, user interface here. So that's it. So we're trying to create an appointment for my contact Bruce Wayne that we saw earlier, and we're going to put that in there. So we do also have a show advanced options, which has all the details in here, but it's not really that necessary. So we will test this out. So click test. I'm just going to run this from a previous run, just because we're not going to use any of the data from that trigger, and we're just trying to trigger this record. So hit save and test, and we will wait for this to run. So the flow is running. We can see that it's all updated. We've got green ticks here, and then we get the green bar. That's what we'll see. And then we can see we've created this record. If I go back to my contact, and if I refresh this timeline, we can now see there's an appointment for Bruce Wayne in here. And if I open the record, we can see Bruce Wayne is a required attendee and his name is in here. Again, we can specify optional attendees, we can specify regardings, all that sort of jazz. But that's an easy way to do this. And the same is true as well for emails. So I'll just show you this, just to show you. Any record, and we'll choose email messages. Scroll down to emails. Can't spell email messages. And once this loads all the data, here we can see instantly we're asked with who's the party list. So in here we do have the BCC, we have the CC, we have the from and the to. So we can use all of these and we can build up an email like that. So that is why the CDS current environment connector is a lot more powerful than the CDS connector. This allows you to specify in all these party lists, especially some of the ones that weren't available in the CDS connector as I've shown. So there you have it. So I hope this video has helped you understand the CDS connector and the party lists. It's really useful to be able to do this now. I remember having a lot of issues, especially around things like creating appointments, creating emails, I think even creating tasks as well are sometimes pretty difficult to do with the other connector. The CDS current environment connector allows you to do these things, and if you have server-side sync set up on your system, all these emails and all these appointments can either sync to your Outlook or be sent out to customers as well, or internally. So it's really useful, really powerful, and I hope that explains how you use this set party lists inside of these record types. So if you use this at the moment, or if you don't use this, or if you're still using the old one, let me know what you think about this one in the comments down below. If you like this video, please like and please share it with your friends. It would be much appreciated. If you've not already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time.